Alright guys, Doozer shop here. I've been working on the Giddings and Lewis horizontal boring mill and making sure everything is right with it before I actually start using it on a regular basis. A while ago I changed the oil in the base. It had 15 gallons of oil in the base. Drained it out. Put new oil in there. I think it was ISO 32 or 60. I forget what it was. But anyhow, now I'm working on the oil in where the boring ram comes in and out. I don't know what you'd call that. The upper spindle housing, and it has an oil pump, and I wanted to make sure that that worked. So I'm kind of getting it going. Let me take you handheld and show you what my process is here. So all right, let me back up. So you guys remember, this is the Giddings and Lewis 25T horizontal boring mill. Okay. The oil in the bottom, I guess this whole thing is a gear box, and the let's see, it's on a 10-inch channel riser. I thought that was I-beam, but that's C-channel. So I was able to drain it because I had it elevated higher than the floor, so I was able to use a couple drain pans and buckets and figure all that out. It's actually got a sight level glass, so that's cool. And I think the vent for the gear case is that little pinhole in the top. But so you got the side case, the clutch is in there, that's the belts, and that's the forward reverse lever, and these are the shifters. So what I got going on is 5-horse Westinghouse motor, and I looked at the connections. It's wired for 480. I got 230, 3-phase. I don't really care, right? Because I'm just testing this out. So I threw a plug on it, and I'm running it off my 3-horse capable variable frequency drive. So it's not full power, but it works. So what I got going on here, if I can show you. All right, let me stand up on a bucket here. All right. So that's where you put the oil in this ram casting, or whatever you want to call it. And I took off the distribution tee. So oil comes out of this copper or brass line. That's the oil pump. Okay? And what I did, I took the tee off, and on that fitting on the right there, I put a piece of that yellow tubing, right? And it's just so I got it dripping down in the coffee cup there to verify that all this works. Now the distribution of this oil via these Doozer units goes there, and it goes, you know, up there, and if you follow this one, goes down into there somewhere, and then it goes down into here. So what the deal is, these are the metering valves with the little, it looks like a hex nipple, but those are the actual metering valves. They got like freaking 12 little itty bitty parts in there, a check valve, like a mortar, a pestle, and a piece of felt, and a screen, and it's crazy. I don't know where the one is for here. I'll have to investigate that. But like here, it goes to that T again, and there's a restrictor there. So what I'm going to do is pull all the restrictors out, hook them back up to this side, have this side not connected to the T or whatever they happen to be connected to, and verify that the restrictors are actually working. So right now, what I've done so far is I just hooked up, like I said, this extension hose to see if the oil pump works. So let's show you guys. It's going to get the fan noise. Alright. Oh, we're aired out there. So 30 hertz, half speed. The motor's running, spinning the right direction, so that's cool. So I think I gotta put, okay. So this lever is spindle forward or reverse, so. And there she goes. Blip. So that's working. The oil pump itself is pumping, which is super positive. The oil was a bit darker from the sump. The sump is like this thing, right? And I put in nice bubble oil level sights instead of the flat oil level sights. I got the bubble nose glass, which is cool. So that's the actual sump. And this is basically what I did. See how dark that is? I think that was just a schmung in the bottom. So that's cool. Anyways, so at least I know it's working. There's that. And everything's turning and chooching as it should. Oh, yeah. There you go. Anyhow, it's good to see this thing running. And the shafts are spinning. And everything's, I had to wipe up some oil. There's actually, I overfilled it and it was coming out the front bearing seal. There's actually, if you guys didn't know, right there's a 1/4-inch hole for it's drilled up into this face. I took this face off and cleaned it and just to investigate, but that's working. So check this out. This is to turn the spindle on and off, right? So if you move this joker, watch the spindle. It shuts the spindle off. So that's how you do rapids on this machine. You shut the spindle off, and then you engage your feed for, I'm gonna trip over stuff. This is your feeds, and one of these is rapid. And then you just throw the main clutch in for rapid. So, and all these three are power feeds, and this is forward reverse. I don't know how well it'll show up on camera. Maybe really crappy. Well, anyways, there's a bronze nut up there, and that was leaking oil. I should have my flashlight. Oh well. But it's cool to see things are spinning, I promise you that. Let me shut this down. Alright, and then I can just turn off the fan. I don't have to shout so much. Alright. So that's jam up, right? We got the oil pump working. I'm going to check all these distributed lube fittings. What these do is create back pressure, and they just meter from the forward of the restriction. This thing I don't know. I'm assuming there's some kind of restriction in there. Like, I don't know. I'll have to look. I don't know. But anyways, back to what I was going to say. For a digital readout for this thing, there's like a scale on the table, Something should be fairly easy to rig up with that axis. So side to side, right? You got side to side and up and down. If you get side to side and up and down, you can do bolt patterns if you had an angle face situation set up. The long axis for depth, I don't think is important, as important for a digital readout situation, but definitely, so this would be the Z, maybe this would be the X, I think, and the Y would be up and down maybe I got that backwards. But what I was thinking, see somebody, they may have had a digital readout attached there, and there's two holes there. I don't know. But what I was thinking is using round clamps. Let me back up. See, this, that's the spline feed shaft. This is just a measuring rod, okay? It's just a measuring rod. It's not, this doesn't ever spin. There's a measuring scale on here, right? And I've got the micrometer head that moves the reading leaf up and down, the vernier. I forget where, it's in a box. But what I was thinking is, get a linear encoder for the digital readout, and this is like 1 inch or something, 1 inch, inch and an eighth maybe. Put a round collar on there, or a wider collar, and drill and tap your hole into that collar to mount the readout scale. And you know, mount it there too, because this is stationary with the base, and then the movable read head, I could make something either that goes into there, right, because that's round, and make a little bar and mill it flat, or make a bracket completely new and remove that. So that was my thoughts there. Just rambling a bit. It took a lot to get this machine as clean as it is. The paint looks awful, but you know what? All this paint, I've scraped everything down where this paint is solidly adhered to the layer below. Originally, this was actually a beautiful blue-gray color. That's actually a bluish gray, and then someone put the I-Easy green on top. There's some red paint chips too. I'm like, I don't know what that's all about. Here's a tag. I'm assuming that's an inventory tag. SP463. Does that mean this machine was taken into inventory in 1946? It's only speculation. I think Born and Coke has the rights to manufacture and sell parts for the Giddings and Lewis. I don't know, maybe I could contact them with a serial number. Oh, there is serial numbers. I think Dale in Alaska has one of these too. Gosh, I can't see it with the camera now. Sorry, folks. I forget where the numbers are, but I thought the numbers were there. They might be. Anyhow, too much rambling. Let me get working on checking out the lube fittings, and we'll bring you back here. Watch this space, Doozer Shop.